Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It's got a fucking waterfall. Well, that's kind of cool. It'd be cool to work here. Come out, sit there, fucking eat my lunch, maybe go fishing. They'd probably get pretty pissed to start catching the koi and eating them. Just bring it in and be like, alright everybody, I'm back. Some fish. Made a couple changes to my bike. I'll do a little walk around video on that here shortly. Wanted to get out here and make another video. I mean, wow, in less than a week I picked up 200 subscribers, and you know, I couldn't be happier. I'm actually fairly surprised. Oh, I'm just some dick riding around on a bike, and all of a sudden now 200 and I think it was 210 as I checked this morning. People want to, you know, hear what I have to say. That's seems crazy to me, but I'm definitely pretty stoked. So you know, thank you to all you guys that have subbed, and I'll do my best not to let you down, keep it interesting. Got a couple of the vloggers that some of you might have heard of. You know, got a couple guys by the name of Garden Snake and Armenian and Fire Guy have all kind of gotten on board and said hi. Those guys subscribing, I'm sure, is definitely not hurting, you know, me getting some subscribers. So thanks a lot to them. We end up going to this sports bar. We figure we'll just get some, you know, some fries and, you know, maybe a beer. And I go in there and there's some, you know, some mixed martial arts fight on. And I was thinking to myself, I don't really get MMA. It's a great way to stay fit, except for, you know, I don't know how healthy voluntarily getting the shit beat out of you is. But these guys seem to be, it's like they beat the shit out of each other like they hate each other, but then they're, you know, they're kind of like, I don't know, it seems like they probably they feel like it's some kind of a, you know, family between all of them, which is, that's cool, you know, that's, I think everybody needs something like that. But it kind of, I got to thinking, why all of a sudden is MMA so popular? What happened? And then I kind of thought about it, and I think it's sort of the new boxing. I know boxing's still around, it's still pretty popular, especially in, you know, Latin American, well, just Latino cultures in general. Boxing's pretty big, but I think MMA is sort of the new boxing. I remember when I was a little kid, boxing was really popular with, ooh, I want to check that out. Boxing was really popular with my grandfather and even really with my father. You know, and then sometime around, it kind of peaked, at least what I knew of it, in the mic. Nice stall there, huh? It kind of peaked, at least what I know of it, in the, you know, the Mike Tyson prime days. But it sort of died off in the 90s a little bit, you know, post Tyson. It was still around, I mean, but it wasn't nearly as popular. You know, people weren't wearing, you know, whatever the major league boxing organization is, people weren't wearing clothing brands from that to the bar. You didn't have boxing fans walking around acting like they could beat the shit out of everybody because they were into boxing. You know, I know several guys that are into MMA. All the guys that I know that are into it and that do it they're really good guys. You know, some guys that I consider, you know, to be pretty decent friends of mine, although I don't really get to hang out with them much, but, you know, guys that I consider to be, you know, a valuable, significant friend, you know, are into it. And like I said, it seems like it gets to be like a big family. But what I was going to say is, it occurs to me that all the people that I've ever met that actually do practice mixed martial arts have been generally pretty cool guys. And they don't seem to go around wearing tap out and affliction constantly. None of them look like big, huge, jacked meatheads. And again, you know, if you're into being a bodybuilder where you just get yourself huge, that's cool. You know, you're probably a lot more physically fit than I am. I'm not in awful shape, but I'm definitely not, you know, prime fighting condition. You know, and that's leaving out the fact that I have a pretty hosed leg right now. But I was kind of, I got to thinking, like, you know, how come the guys that most likely actually really could kick your ass don't generally act like it? You know, they're usually pretty cool and, you know, tame, and a lot of them you wouldn't really even know that they're into MMA. Whereas, you know, you go to a bar and there's always, especially if you go to a sports bar, there's always some guy in an affliction shirt with arms that are 5 times bigger around than his legs, because, you know, it's upper body day every single day. It's never leg day, apparently. I wouldn't really call them super hardcore ass kicking guys. I would say the guys that do it all the time and they're at the, is it a dojo? I don't know. I don't really know what it's called, but, you know, at the gym practicing and actually, you know, putting in time on the mat. You know, those guys, I'd be a lot more afraid of one of those guys than these guys that are just, you know, humongous. And again, you know, I'm not saying I'm some kind of freaking tough guy here. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm that's the last thing I want to act like I'm saying. Because I'm not. Like I said, one of those guys could fucking level me with one punch, I'm sure of it. But, you know, and again, I got to give them props because, you know, they're getting to the gym and working out. So they're probably eating healthier than I do. You know, so if any of you guys are out there listening to this, please don't take this as me shitting on you, because I'm not. I really don't mean it that way. Unless you go around acting like you can kick everybody's ass and, you know, treat people like shit and just generally be a dick. In which case, you know, don't be a dick, man. You know, it's if you're gonna live by one code, it should be don't be a dick. Which is kind of funny because I'm a pretty big fan of roller derby, and at their practice warehouse, they have a kind of a guidelines for a good practice. It has 3 rules, and the very first rule is don't be a dick. And I saw it, and it seemed kind of profound to me. I was like, yes, don't be a dick. That's something I should try to live my life by, because every once in a while I'm a dick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a dick once in a while. Try not to be, but, you know, I generally, if I realize I've been a dick, I go apologize for being a dick. Like, I've been a dick to somebody at a bar and gone over to him later and been like, hey, first off, I'm not coming over here to, like, be a tough guy. I'm coming over here to say I'm sorry because I was out of line. If you're one of these MMA guys that, you know, or whether real or not, if you walk around pretending like you're gonna kick everybody's ass and trying to scare people into thinking you're cool, that's not cool, man. You're probably inside, you're probably a really cool guy. You know, and if you're into that much physical fitness, you probably have some decent life tips maybe to share with people, or you might just